What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back into another awesome content playlist here on my YouTube channel. If you don't know me already, I am Mr. Byerly from Byerly Studios, an awesome art channel. And if you don't subscribe and like, make sure you do so now so you can check out any of the other playlists that I have here on my YouTube channel. Now, we are going to start off this project, this new painting here that I'm going to be using on a 12 by 24 gessoed Master Touch board. Now, this is a hard panel board. It's very stiff, very rigid, and is very good quality here. It does have a nice, very rigid panel backing there, and it is also pre-primed from the factory. Now, that's Master Touch, the brand again, and I got that at Hobby Lobby, just to reiterate there. Now, as you can see here from the sound there, it is very rough. Yes, you can hear it when my nails scrape across it. Now, if I recall correctly, they must add some kind of like additive, like a sand or some kind of medium into the spray when they spray these canvases before they dry and they ship them out in their plastic wrapping. But what I want to do is, I don't care if it's rough or not, I'm going to be making an entire painting with just a palette knife. Now, I will use some brushes later on just to probably introduce a little bit of a brown tinge to some of the colors and do some overlays and as far as like a nice wash and drip layers. But for the most part, I'm going to be using a palette knife. I really want to make this an abstract painting, so over the next few months up to October, I plan to make a few different paintings that I can enter into the Carolina Classic Fair, and this is one of those paintings. Now, we're going to do this in multiple sessions, so this is technically session number 1, so sit back and enjoy. We're going to begin this process by me just kind of lightly sketching from general memory and some general pictures off of Google Images, nothing specific, and we're going to go ahead and just sketch out a bald eagle. Now, this is an American bald eagle here, and if it looks a little bit almost like a brown eagle, then I'm completely fine with that. And as we go through later stages of the creation process in other videos, then you will see it kind of evolve. So right now we're going to go ahead and apply a charcoal sketch here. So sit back and enjoy before we get into any kind of painting. And just like that, we got our pre-sketch kind of on the canvas there. And it's just going to be a ballpark of how the general shape is going to be. Now, again, this is going to be entered into the professional abstract entry into the Carolina Classic Fair. And I'll probably mention that a few times during the overall series. This is session number 1. We're going to go ahead and introduce the palette on the left-hand side there. This is my actual real first time introducing a palette into my videos. So super exciting, and just progress of an artist here. I'm so excited to be able to finally start doing this. Obviously, it's a little bit more content, adding everything together and make sure it's all timed up correctly. But it just gives you also a way of seeing some of these real-time videos when I'm kind of mixing and using the palettes and making colors there. I do know that there is a shadow being cast from my phone. I'm going to get a few additional lighting elements in here, and then that way, at some point, my palette will have its own individual light. So just bear with me, guys. This is the very first time I'm introducing my palette into the videos, and just like any other thing, there will be a progression of it getting better and more professional as I upgrade things in the studio here. It wasn't too long ago that I really wasn't doing any kind of paintings in the studio, and I was just doing more arts and crafts and more tumblers and epoxy work. So it's really cool to be able to introduce more paintings into the studio. It's really fun. Now, as I stated before, this is going to be an abstract eagle here. So we're going to be very free, very loose with our paint strokes here. And really what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by laying in a lot of the shadow here. This is a pure Mars Black Basics paint from Michaels. So my white and my Mars Black will be basics. And I've been using the same basic paints for almost 2 years. I'm almost out of it, so I'm about to go out and buy some more. I'll probably get some Liquitex moving forward. Nothing against basics, but I think it's time for an upgrade on those colors. The rest of the paints that we're going to be using are Winsor and Newton 2 paints. So just be aware that we're going to introduce a lot of paints throughout the palette in the next 5 minutes or so. And that's really where I'll start to kind of frame in the general eagle on the canvas here. Now, a lot of the colors are going to be very vibrant, very static, very by themselves. So if I'm not doing a ton of color mixing specific for specific shadows or something, just be aware that that will come in later stages. But for now, I'm just kind of getting my shadows laid in here the way that I think that my mind's eye wants them to be laid out. And then we'll just move forward with some vibrant colors there. Majority of the colors are very basic, but we'll get to that stage here in a moment. So right now I'm just going to try to work my way through this Mars Black. I don't want to waste any of that paint, so we'll just go ahead and apply that out there as you can see. Now, just be aware that on the canvas itself, you can see that I do have the bald eagle lengthening up the 12 by 24 canvas there. It is going to have a little bit of a branch that it is standing on, and I plan to create some kind of rock texture towards the bottom of the canvas. So once I apply this portion, the eagle base, in session number 1, session number 2 we'll finish out the bottom half below the branch. And then at that point, I'll really start to incorporate some wet washes, really dinge out some of the colors before adding any kind of more bright, much brighter highlights with my palette knife there. That's when I'll probably get a little bit more nitpicky about where I put colors. And I'm also experimenting with the idea of applying a little bit of gold leaf to some of the elements around the eagle's head up there, just to kind of bring in a little bit of shine, to kind of draw the eye when people are walking through the fair and things like that. There's a few paintings that I have in my mind that I would like to do with a gold leaf texture, so this might be one of those. We'll see how it progresses over time. So sit back and enjoy as we finish out the Mars Black here, just kind of throwing it on, having fun with it, just really not being any very particular with it, just being very free with my palette strokes and just going for it. Now, you will notice here that there's a lot of scraping throughout this entire video. I left that sound in so that you understand how rough the overall texture is of the canvas, and boy, oh boy, is it sharpening this palette knife. It's almost probably going to destroy the palette knife, but it's only like a $3 or $4 palette knife, so it's no big deal. If I can get a gorgeous painting out of it, then I'm really happy with how it's overall turning out. I could have done a light sanding on the canvas as well, just to give it a ultra smooth surface, but I decided not to do that here. I just want to leave all the texture behind, give it a little bit extra for all of this paint that I'm going to really just smearing on and layering in to connect to. So sit back and enjoy. We'll finish up the Mars Black, and then we'll move on to some awesome bright colors. All right, you guys. So as we finish up the Mars Black base there, it's just going to give us a really general shade layer around the bottom of the eagle, around the wings, around the branch and the lower rocks. And it just gives us a nice base to build up off of. We're going to introduce more colors here, starting off with the ultramarine blue. A Windsor blue, which is a very dark blue, very, very royal, very nice. A titanium white. Now this is not basics, this is Winsor and Newton, so I'm going to use this a little bit more so moving forward just so it has a little bit of a better consistency. A Pain gray. We are going to avoid ivory black if we can. Let's stick to Pain gray, which also has a little bit of a greenish and a blue tint depending on what you mix it with. We're also going to introduce a pale blue, which is a very nice sky color. And of course, we'll blend that in with some other colors, so it'll kind of dilute it a little bit. And of course, we're going to also add burnt umber there. Lastly is raw sienna. So as you can see, we have a very light, earthy, cool color set up here. And of course, the titanium white is going to be mixed in throughout the process here. We're going to go ahead and start blending these out here a little bit at a time. And like I said before, this is just going to be the overall base layer of the eagle and the upper portion of the canvas there. So sit back. I'll do a little bit of zooming in and out depending on what I'm working on and what I'm focusing on at the time. But otherwise, sit back and enjoy the nice, classical, relaxing music as I run through this process. I designed this video to be in near real time, and I want it to be very enjoyable to listen to. As I finish out the later stages and sessions throughout this playlist, I will eventually upload a time-lapse version of the entire painting, so just make sure you stay on the lookout for that. Otherwise, guys, I'll catch you at the end of the video. Enjoy. All right, you guys, so as we near the end of this session is the very first one, and it lasted about an hour, and say about 20 minutes in total. I did out a little bit where I was kind of transitioning different areas, like sitting back, watching the canvas and things like that, just seeing where I wanted to apply more color here and there. Now, this is far from being done. This is only session number 1 of this playlist, so make sure you check out the link at the very end of this video, the info card, and you can kind of see the rest of the playlist as we release those. Again, this is a Winsor & Newton acrylic painting meant to be an abstract bald eagle for the Carolina Classic Fair entry of acrylics in abstract. So looking forward to being able to enter this into the fair as I finish it out. Let me know in the comments what you like and don't like about this very first session. I think that introducing the palette into some of the videos, even if I'm just kind of new at that, is very interesting. And look forward to being able to do more real-time videos with my palette in frame. That way you can kind of just follow along and have fun with the painting process. Instead of me just simply throwing paint on the canvas, you can actually see me mix those as well. So you'll know if I'm pulling just a straight color or if I'm mixing a little bit here and there. It's just a really fun process in general, and I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I enjoy putting it together. So as we finish out the last of the video here, I really do hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe and like, and I will catch you guys later on in the next video of this awesome playlist. See you later, guys.